purpose of this is just to show you how to use folder items. Folder items are basically files that you can use to write to. They're good for saving things. Pretty much anything except huge files, which you would just use standard database for. So we're just going to make a simple program that lets you write to a text file and then lets you read back from a text file. So let's go ahead and add 2 text areas. And we'll add 2 push buttons as well. This one will be used to writing to a text file. And this one will be used for reading from a text file. And now let's begin with some code. So I guess the first thing we should do is we should give these names. So let's call this write. Let's call this one read. And here we'll call this write area, and this read area. And so let's begin with write. So first let's begin with this new data type called a folder item. So dim f as folder item. Then we move to f is equal to get folder item, open bracket, the path, and in this case we'll just use a path to a desktop item. So if I go to my desktop, right click on something, click get info, and here's the path, so we'll just copy that. And so we paste the path, plus we'll give our text file a name. Let's call it my awesome text file .txt. Now we'll need to put that in brackets as well, quotations as well. And then the second parameter in the get folder item method is to specify what type what type of path this is. By default, we just put path type 1, which is path type shell, which I guess for your purposes only means that it will ignore spaces and other unaccepted characters. And so now let's simply, first of all, test if this file exists. Now we haven't actually created it, so we're going to hope that it actually doesn't exist. So let's go if f.exists, exists is a property of a folder item, equals false, then message box, our text file doesn't yet exist, and if. And so let's run that. And we'll get something like this. And so if we click write, then we get our text file doesn't yet exist. So let's handle this case. So what we do is we say, okay, well if it doesn't exist, then dim t as text output stream. A text output stream is essentially another type of variable, but it doesn't actually store information. It's used as a tool to write stuff to a text file or to create a text file. So, and then we go t is equal to text output stream dot create, which creates a text file, and then we specify that the text file we want to create is f. And so this will create our text file. And of course we want to write whatever is in our area right here to this text file. And so we can go if f.exists equals true, then, and we can write dim c as text output stream, and we go c is equal text output stream dot append. Append basically means add to the text file, f, and then you simply go, c dot write line, and you specify what string you want to write. In this case, we want to write write underscore area dot text, of course, and then c dot close. I forgot to mention here, after creating it, we should close it as well. Saves memory. Simple enough. Now we'll go to our other button here, read, and we'll just copy this code because we'll need it again. And so we will keep this top part, except this time we don't need, if we have a not exist option, then we say message box, please create a text file first. And if it does exist, then we can go dim c as text input stream, and then we go c is equal to text input stream dot open as text file, and then we use the syntax c is equal to f dot open as text file, and then we simply go okay, and read underscore area dot text is equal to c dot read line, c dot close, and that's it. And so we run that. And notice you click read right now, and it tells you to create a text file. So let's type here something, this is a test, and we write. And presumably it's created a text file. Now we can actually check by going here, and indeed right here it has created a text file. And if we go here and we click read, then it returns what we've written to that text file. Now keep in mind that there are some limitations to our program right now. For instance, we're only doing one line. If I typed something else now, hello, 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 and I went write, it would still write that to the text file, but when I went read, then only the first line would appear because, of course, we've only read one line. And so how would we go about reading more than one line? Well, every time we call the read line command, it just reads one line of text. And so what we would have to do is we would have to somehow combine it. For instance, c dot read line again. And this time if we read it, it would read two lines. But again, if I added a third line and went read, it would only do it twice. So how do we get it to repeat until the text file is completely done? That's where you would use the while end loop. That's kind of a different story, but for now, that will get you started. Play around with it and try to, for instance, let there be a place where a user can name the text file or create multiple text files. Think about how you do that. But that's about it.